Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Today we are taking a look at a Las Vegas Raiders 2022 NFL mock draft. First two intros, I called them the Oakland Raiders, had to cut it. Las Vegas Raiders. Hopefully we can do a better job drafting for this team than John Gruden and Mike Mayock have in the past, because it's been an absolute joke. It really just seems like they draft based on like their complete own rankings, don't listen to anybody else. I'll never forget when they picked Farrell, I think 4th overall. Absolutely ridiculous pick. Let's get into this draft here. I was taking a look at the Raiders salary cap, contracts they have, free agents, roster. I think a wide receiver here, if you can get one of those top guys, would be a nice little look here, especially with Henry Ruggs looking like he probably won't wear the silver and black anymore. We're going to wait to see who's available at 22. Casey Hayward on his way out as well, so cornerbacks certainly on the board. 22 Oakland Raiders. Let's just click off that for a second. I want to see the wide receivers that are left on the board, because I really think that my brother is calling me. Not picking it up, Dill. We're mid mock. 22, I think let's take a look at the cornerbacks here. I like Trent McDuffie. I don't know if he'll fall. That's the problem that I have. And then the wide receivers, you don't have any of those. I want them to get maybe a little bit more of a speedier wide receiver as opposed to Drake London. Check the big board real quick. Treylon Burks just didn't really impress me with like the combine. His athleticism wasn't like off the charts like I thought it might have been. We're gonna accept this trade offer and get another second round pick, wait another pick, see what's on the board, and then we'll accept again. I don't love any players for them right here. 2 trade backs, acquire capital, and let's just see what we can do. So now we're picking 28. So we give up 6 spots, but now we have 2 second-round picks. I like Jahan Dotson here. Just ran a 4.41. I have a first-round grade on him. I'm super high on this guy. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think of him. I think he's the only concern I have is maybe he's a little undersized, but he really can stretch the field vertically. He's phenomenal ball skills. I think his hands might be the best in the class. Separates an intermediate route, separates off the line of scrimmage. He's like a complete prospect besides the height, the size. But I really like that prospect a lot. I'm eyeing a cornerback here. We're going to see which ones fall. It's between – let's check the big board first before we go all in here. I mean, Zion Johnson's a really, really good prospect. I'm going to check out that offensive line. I know I won't say failed, but Alex Leatherwood doesn't look like he's going to be a tackle at the next level. This did not work out very well. I wasn't very high on him last year. I think another thing you want to look at is like a guy who can be like a playmaker that you can get, because the defense just really struggled to force turnovers. They're second worst in the league in turnovers forced. I think if you don't get Jahan Dotson, I think John Mechie around this round is really good. I'm going to try to go cornerback here. Casey Hayward's on his way out. Between Roger McCreary and Kyler Gordon, Roger McCreary, the better film. Like, this dude is just locked down in man coverage in the hip pocket of every single receiver he covered. When he went head-to-head with John Mechie in the Iron Bowl, I was extremely, extremely impressed with what I saw. Kyler Gordon's a little bit more of not necessarily a project, but a much higher of a ceiling, but also a lower of a floor. Phenomenal tester. I can't wait for him to test on Saturday at the Combine, because he is a freak athlete. And now you're just going with who do you value more? I think I'm going to value Roger McCreary a little bit more. Battle tested in the SEC. Kyler Gordon really didn't go against anybody that impressive at Washington. So we're going to pass on Kyler Gordon, and we're going to go get pick up Roger McCreary there. SEC cornerbacks, man. Can't go wrong. I mean, do you have to pick Zion Johnson here? So I think you might. I think you might have to pick him just on a value standpoint. Dude just put up 32 reps in the bench press. He's a phenomenal mover, very good athlete. Can play guard, but also show that he can play center. What's this linebacker room looking like? So I'm also taking a look at Devontae Wyatt's a really good prospect too. Boy Mafa is a good prospect. Travis Jones a good prospect. We might end up going with Travis Jones here because I think they need a little bit more bolstered interior. Quentin Jefferson is very, very old. Solomon Thomas is a free agent. I think a guy who can push the pocket, Yannick Ngakoue, Max Crosby, two very good edge rushers. When that quarterback looks to step up, he's going to be stepping up right into Travis Jones. I think Devontae Wyatt also could be a pick. And, I mean, Devontae Wyatt's get-off is just freaky good. But I think I want the Raiders to stop the run, and that's going to be Travis Jones at 72. A little bit high. I've seen Jordan Davis mocks at 22 for the Raiders. I think it's smart to maybe pass on Jordan Davis and get Travis Jones, who I think can do a lot of the similar things Jordan Davis does. You're just not having to use a top 25 pick on him. You're getting him at pick 55. It's between him. I really like Christian Harris too. I want to see what that Denzel Perryman. I like Denzel Perryman. Amir White's kind of on his way out because Christian Harris is also a guy who is very, very impressive. Corey Littleton, one more year on his contract. You could look at edge rushers too, to be quite frank. Denzel Perryman's. We might have to go get Christian Harris because he's a guy who is written. I like a lot of linebackers later in the draft. We're gonna take Travis Jones. Let me know in the comment section, Travis Jones, because I don't think Devontae Wyatt will be here. I think Travis Jones is a very good target at 55. I'm interested to see how well he tests movement-wise. Now, look at that. We traded back 6 spots, and now we have a ton of picks. Oh, Christian Watson would have been a really, really good pick at 59. I'm not going to decline this one. I'm going to check the board. Does Zion Johnson just slip too far where it's like, I get it's not a position in need, but he's also just really good at football? What's this? Arnett's probably not going to play any more ball too, so maybe 2 cornerbacks, maybe 2 cornerbacks. Would that be crazy? That might be crazy. That might be a little too crazy. I don't know if we're getting that wild. It is a Friday night though. It's Friday night. We're going to go with Zion Johnson. I think the value is just too much. This dude's a top 40 player on my board. Very, very good football player. Now, the reason I passed on Christian Harris is that there are some really, really good linebackers in this range, although we might have traded away our 3rd-round pick. Regardless of it, though, these linebackers right here, Brian Asamoah, Channing Tindall, Darian Beavers, Troy Anderson, like I like a lot of those guys, especially Channing Tindall. Do we pick anywhere close? We traded away our 3rd-round pick, so we might not. Might have to ride with maybe missing. There's some other linebackers that I really like too. If Terrell Bernard's there, I think he's got a very similar game to Brian Asamoah. Missed out on kind of that sweet spot of linebackers. That's not great. It's not a great miss. And turn round 4 here. Kenyon Drake's going to get cut, I think. I think that would be the move. He's got 1 more year in his contract. That signing just didn't make any sense. You got a young stud on a rookie deal, and then you bring in a veteran running back, and you overpay him. I think that was pretty clear. There's going to be good options at this running back spot around these picks. I'm kind of in the camp of waiting to get like a Hassan Haskins, an Abram Smith, a Jameer White. Those guys that's kind of the sweet spot for running back. So I don't know if we'll jump up and grab one right now. Acquiring all those early round picks, we're not picking for a hot minute. And so kind of something that needs to be thought of when you're ripping a Las Vegas Raiders draft. I got my eyes on Leo Chenal if he falls. I got my eyeballs on him. We got 2 picks here back to back. Let's make it happen. Come on, Leo. Come on, Leo. All right, Leo. Oh, Jamari Salyer, one of my favorites. I think Leo Chenal is a pick here. I am very, very interested to see how he works out tomorrow at the Combine. He's going to put up like a dummy bench press record, and you see that in his game. I think you're going to be able to do some stuff with him, like blitz him up in the A-gaps. He's just an absolute wrecking ball. I think the biggest problem with him is not necessarily the movement. People assume 6'2", 260-pound Wisconsin linebacker can't move. I think he actually moves pretty well. Maybe the short area quickness isn't as good as you want, but he seems decent in space, but he's an absolute game wrecker in the middle. I would love to see teams try to run on Leo Chenal and Travis Jones. It's going to be tough sledding. And then if you think about that, you win on first and second down, turn loose Max Crosby and Yannick Ngakoue. That's a good recipe. That's a good recipe. We're going to go Leo Chenal, one of my favorite players in the draft. I don't think he'll be there around 164. I'm interested to see what people think of him. Do we like any other wide receivers? I think that room needs a little work. I love any wide receiver. Tyquan Thornton blasting up draft boards with the 40 time, 4.28. Any edge rushers? This is a deep class, but there's definitely like a drop off. Josh Pascal, if you guys are friends of the show, you know I'm a big fan of Josh Pascal. Any good cornerbacks that we can maybe double up on? Marcus Jones, man. We might have to go get Marcus Jones. He's one of my favorite players in the class. Just grabbed Leo Chenal. Marcus Jones, I get we took Roger McCreary in the second. I think Marcus Jones is more of a slot guy, but I think he's going to be an absolute elite slot guy. And he's also going to be great in special teams. Again, you guys heard my spiel a lot. Marcus Jones isn't just good special teamer. He's not just going to provide value to the special teams. He is going to be one of the best special teamers in the NFL. He was one of the best special teams. Josh Pascal to the Patriots, by the way, that actually probably will happen. He's a Patriot. That being said, back to Marcus Jones. He's one of the best special teamers we've seen this decade. I absolutely love this cat. One of my favorite guys. Again, if you're a friend of the show, you watch us a lot, and you know how much I like Marcus Jones. Pick him up in a lot of mocks, kind of early day 3. That's a banger pick. Also, update. Trying to bang Wild and Watermelon, new flavor, horrible, really bad. Kind of ruined my Friday night. I was looking forward to it. Need a little jolt. NFL Combine going late. Long day of work. Stinks. Not good. Not good. Round 7. This is where we're targeting a running back here. 225. Let's go check out what we're looking at. Running backs are working out. Just starting to work out. Snoop Conner ran a 4.66. He's kind of a bruiser, so I'm not too concerned about that. Let's go get our guy. Let's go get our guy, Amir White. Cut Kenyon Drake. He stinks. Where's Amir White at? Did he already go? 420. People are sleeping on this dude. He's a former top 10 prospect. He's a very good athlete, and he's got more burst than people give him credit for. I think the biggest thing you see in his game that you want a little more of is kind of the shiftiness. He struggles to change direction kind of at an elite level like a Dalvin Cook. He's not as smooth as some of those top guys, but he's an absolute mammoth to tackle. I love teams to try to tackle Josh Jacobs, Jameer White 25-plus times a game because it's going to be tough sled, and you're not going to want to do it. James Cook's running the 40 right now. Come on, James. One of my favorite running back prospects. Oh, got off the line bad. What do you weigh in at, by the way? All right, here's our mock. So we had a big gap, 59 to 164, so over 100 picks between us, but we were able to secure 4 top 60 picks. We went Jahan Dotson. Maybe a little bit of a reach, but I like Jahan Dotson a lot. Roger McCreary at 53, in my mind, is a steal of the draft. Travis Jones at D tackle, I also really, really like. I'm a big fan of him. Again, don't take Jordan Davis in the top 20. Take Travis Jones around that 50 range. Zion Johnson, basically not a need. I'm going to get grilled by the YouTube commenters about it, but he's just too good of a prospect to not take. I love him. Leo Chenal, 164. Again, one of my favorite guys in the draft. Marcus Jones, 165. He's going to be a really good slot cornerback. And then we round out the draft with Jameer White, who's going to make the team. Cut Kenyon Drake. Get Josh Jacobs. You're not going to sign him back. I think Jameer White can be a workhorse back in the NFL. Again, former top 10 overall high school recruit, number 1 running back in the country, bona fide 5-star, had some knee injuries, but they don't call him Zeus for nothing. He is an absolute monster to bring down. And that'll do it with the Las Vegas Raiders draft. Hey, let me know in the comment section how well we did. Again, appreciate you guys rocking with the Rockwoods. It's absolutely so fun to see how much interaction you guys give us. Just two brothers talking ball, and you guys support us so well. Appreciate you guys. Talk to y'all later. Peace.